morning because we have an unusual program for you. Uh, I had been talking about Mrs. Gibbons as though she was a doctor. I thought she was a doctor, but she is a nurse practitioner. But let me tell you, she's got all of these degrees behind her name that she very well could be a doctor.
Yes.
So Mrs. Gibbons is an adult geriatric nurse practitioner specializing in diseases of the elderly, both men and women. Her scope of practice encompasses health promotion, disease prevention, diagnosis, and management of common and complex healthcare problems. She is the founder and CEO of Above Average Health and House Calls, which is a history-making, award-winning, five-star telemedicine health clinic with a mobile lab, and that's in Carthage, Texas. She come to us with a myriad of experience and knowledge, having earned at least 5 degrees, with more than 21 years of nursing experience and 15 years of providing health care in the home, specializing in diseases that affect both men and women. She is licensed to practice nursing in 8 different states: Texas, Arizona, New Mexico, Colorado, Delaware, Idaho, Nevada, and Wyoming. Ms. Gibbons is a community leader, a transitional speaker, empowerment, mindset coach, a founding member of the Young Independent Club, and the president of Love Action Community Outreach Organization. And she is also a member of Delta Sigma sorority since 1995. She is the author of the book, No Colored Nurses, published in 2018 in honor of her mother. She is married, have 2 children, and she is also a grandmother. At this time, we welcome to the podium, Mrs. Gibbons.
Good morning. Well, I like to say rich rising. I did something about that rich rising to y'all say. I don't know, I'm gonna have to check that bio because it's different. I don't know where it came from. And a lot of it was, I know I sent it to you, but that's not what I read when I sent it. So I'm gonna have to check that because there was quite a bit that was wrong. That's why I was like, is that right?
Is that you?
I've actually been in nursing for 27 years. I do have 5 degrees. I am a transformational speaker, and I'm the vice president of the Love Action Community Group. I'm the president of the independent group because we broke away from the Democrat. We'll get into that one later. Welcome. First, I want to thank God, who is the head of my life and the co-writer of all my speeches.
Amen.
I want to thank you for being here, but you could have been anywhere. And I'm really excited to see so many men in here. Oh my goodness. We're going to get to that in a minute. So I'm excited about that. I come to you by way of First Assembly Baptist Church, located in Carthage, Texas, under the leadership of Bishop Owens and First Lady Owens. So I want to make sure that I shout them out today so that they're represented. So we're going to start today talking about men's health. Next slide. So I put this picture of my mom here because this is a reminder to me of the promise and my purpose that I made to her. See, she's the one that told me that I had a God-given gift of gab, and she told me that I'm supposed to use it. So this picture reminds me that every time that I speak to people, I'm using the gift that she gave me, and I'm honoring her by doing it, but I'm also honoring God because that's who gave me this gift. So with that being said, my purpose here today is to motivate, educate, and activate you into your purpose as promised. Next slide. So I don't know if you knew this or not, but November has been coined Movember for men's health. And we are supposed to be focused on men's health mentally, physically, financially, and spiritually. Next slide. Now, I'm gonna let y'all handle the spiritually. I'm gonna take the physical and the mental, okay? So the one thing we need to talk about is what kills men the most. And as you can see here, the top 3 reasons it says it's highlighted is heart disease, cancer, and accidents. But if you look at the last one down, it says COVID-19 has been the leading cause of death in Black men since 2020. And unfortunately to say, any disease that you look at and you see which demographic dies at the highest rate is Black men. No matter the name one, the answer is Black men. Why is that? Next slide. Most of them don't go to the doctor. So before I ask this question, look, everybody look at me and look at y'all in church. How many of you have been to the doctor the last year? If you go to somebody whose hand was not raised, you're charged to making sure that next time, make sure that their hand is raised. Because a lot of this stuff is preventable. And that's the reason why we're at the top of the list, because we don't go to our providers. And I'm just gonna put in there, if you can't find a good doctor, look for a nurse practitioner. So we got the brain of the doctor, the heart of the nurse. It might not seem like a lot to some, but trust and believe, it makes a big, big difference. Next slide. Now before you judge me, I didn't name him this, his wife did. His name started with an M, and because of HIPAA, I can't use his real name. So I said, I'm gonna use the name that she calls him, because this is what she calls him. She calls him the real thing. And the reason why she calls him is because he's hard-headed, he don't listen, he won't go to the doctor. And because of this, it's costing his eyes, he's blind, and his kidneys. He has to go on dialysis. But he was getting to the issue where he was gonna have to leave home dialysis and go to the clinic 4 times a week and sit in the machine for 4 hours, so she brought it to me. So we're having a conversation, because I'm trying to figure out why is his kidney function declining so fast. And he's defensive, doesn't want to answer questions. And then I noticed that he's argumentative. And then before I know it, I'm arguing too. And so I stopped, I go into the corner of the office, and I started pitching a fit. I was stopping, I was getting rid of that negative energy, because we couldn't have a conversation. And then when I finished pitching my fit, I went to go talk to him, and I seen the clothes rack that I have hanging up for the coats. And I said, you know, I need to another belt right there for situations like this. And there's a few men in carpets that tells you that I did have another belt after this. I'm probably glad I didn't have it that day, but since I didn't have it, I walked around the desk. I sat directly in front of him, and I made eye contact. And we were able to have a communication. And I don't know if it's because he thought I was crazy, because he just saw me pitching a fit in the corner, but he listened. And because of this, we were able to figure out what his problem was, or the medication combination was what was destroying his kidney. And he's still on the home dialysis to this day, and that's been 5 years. And the purpose of me telling you this story is because if you pay attention and you are active in your health, it can be positive. And after that event, I felt really, really bad because I was unprofessional. And then he sent me a review. His wife sent me a picture of the review that he did, and it made me cry. And so I was gonna put it up today, but I found this one instead that I had never known he wrote until I found it, but I was preparing for this presentation. And I felt like it fit. Next slide. It reads, hello, I'm like every other guy in the world. I don't like doctor visits, but Ms. Sequisa Gibbons, AGNP-C, has made my health care visit a pleasure. She listens to your concerns and addresses your healthcare needs ASAP. She doesn't beat around the bush, and if you're hard-headed like me, she will show up at your house. Awesome doctor. He also did another review later where he warned the men that when I say that I will pull up, I will, because I did on him. So now that we've established the fact that I'm about that life when it comes to keeping my promise, let's get back to these 3 things that our men need to be aware of, because it is costing them their lives. The number 1 killer of Black men in the world is, next slide, COVID. Actually, it's the #1 killer of men and women. I did a post on Facebook about a week ago. They did a research and showed it was the #1 killer in Texas, but it's everywhere. And the issue is that COVID is not a thing anymore. Now we have COVID flu, which means you can have COVID and the flu and you still test negative. And this stuff is what's causing the long COVID, the increase in the cancers, the increase in the heart attacks and strokes. So even though this is #1, it can also cause #2, which is next slide. Strokes. This is a lot of information to go over, and I can spend 20 minutes on this alone. They only gave me 20 minutes. So I'm gonna start a list for email lists, and I can email you all this information because you're gonna need it. It's not just for them, it's also for the women too. Because we, of course, on the other side, right? All right. Next slide, #3, is cancer. The top 3 leading cancers, killers of black men is prostate, lung, and colorectal. The best thing I can take for all 3 is the same thing: healthy eating and exercise. So I did a slide, some information for you for the prostate cancer. Next slide. I can email that to you. Next slide. Next slide. So I did all of those with some information to let you know the ages, but I can email that to you. Just know, whatever your doctor tell you, you need to start sooner. Because if it's more aggressive in us, why are we starting at the age recommended for this? The research they do is the studies done on white men. So if it's more aggressive in us and we die at 67% chance higher, why are we starting at the same recommended time? So the fact that you're not going to the doctor, and when it starts in you, it grows faster. That means by the time you get to the doctor, your chances aren't very good. And pain is a late symptom. And a lot of people won't go to the doctor unless it hurts them too bad where they can't go to work. Next slide. Now, breast cancer, someone that asked me to address this, is very, very rare. But of course, like everything else, if we get it, we die faster, right? But the rate of this is 2 in every 100,000. So it's not common, but it can happen. It is possible for a man to get breast cancer. And unfortunately for black men, just like black women, if you get breast cancer, you get the most aggressive kind, which means it goes faster and it's hard to kill. That's why early detection is vital when it comes to saving black lives. Next slide. Oh, Mr. Jefferson. Because of him, of course, I can't use his real name. So I had to think of a name, and he kind of reminded me of Mr. Jefferson. And just like Mrs. M. Effer, his wife was the reason why she hired me to see him. So after a couple of weeks of going on with him about his blood pressure and his diabetes and how he's not taking his medication, I had had enough. So I looked at him, I said, oh, have you started planning your funeral? He looked at the funeral. Why are you talking about a funeral? Well, you know, I learned from my dad, if you don't answer my question, I don't have to answer yours. So I turned to his wife and I said, is Mr. Jefferson in life insurance? And she looked at me, she said, oh yes, he's in very good life insurance. I said, oh wow. So I looked at him again. And I told him, I said, have you decided what color everybody wants to wear? He said, why do you keep talking about a funeral? I said, because it's not a matter of when. Excuse me, it's not a matter of if. It's a matter of when you drop dead. And at that moment, normally for most people, I can see the look in the eye where they get, this is serious. But Mr. Jefferson, so I turned to Mrs. Jefferson and I said, Ms. Jefferson, you know, Jamaican men love rich widow women. I didn't look at him again. I started packing up my bag and I looked him up the side of my eye. He was looking at me just like this. So I left. When I came back the next time, his wife ran up to the car and she kind of started a little bit. I guess it was something I said. That he was taking his medicine. He was joining along with their faults.
I don't know why.
So I told this story for the lesson that I want to give is I've learned in 27 years of taking care of black and brown folks, because that's my specialty. I love taking care of black and brown people so much that I went to school on top of the 5 degrees to learn how to take care of just us, because they don't teach that in school books. This is something that I've learned through experience. And what I've learned is I have to give us a purpose, because sometimes we don't, if I just tell you, for you, you ain't gonna do it for you. The kids, it didn't do it for, unfortunately, the only thing that worked for him was thinking about his wife with a young, rich Jamaican. But whatever works, works. And with that being said, move to the next slide. I want to give you some purpose. If you're not gonna do it for who? I don't know why this moving so slow. If you're not gonna do it for you, then who are you gonna do it for? Or what you gonna do it for? May I recommend some? If you're not gonna do it for your family, do it for your friends. If you're not gonna do it for your friends, do it for your community. If you're not gonna do it for your community, do it for your congregation. And if that's not good enough, may I give you some more? Gun violence. Did you know that the #1 killer of black men under the age of 40 is homicide? Black men, you are needed. Next slide.
Wow.
The fight for our voting rights. Did you know there's a bill before the Supreme Court right now to take away our right to vote? Black men, you are needed. And in order to help us, you have to help yourself. It's time now for black people to unite. And our health is what they're attacking. It's not a coincidence that they're trying to remove our health care. It's not a coincidence that they have taken $350 million from the hospitals that actually take care of our elderly and our sick children. You're needed in this fight. Allow me to remind you of your purpose. You church on a Saturday, so you know you have purpose. If we was to lose all of the men of this church, where do you think we would stand? So if you're not going to do it for you, do it for us. Next slide. Now that I have educated you on the problem, I've motivated you in your purpose, allow me to activate you in the prevention. Things you need to do to be here to take care of us. Exercise, at least 150 minutes a day. I would suggest adding weights to that, especially women. I know this is men's health, but I have to educate whenever I can. Adding weights, because as black people, our bones are denser, and so it decreases your chance of developing osteoporosis, the brittle bones where you fall and break them. Also making sure that the vitamin D that you're taking every day is at least 4,000. They say recommended is 2,000. As black people, the sun does not go through our skin the same, and it decreases that vitamin D. So you have to double up on what they normally tell you.
Oh, okay.
Also, that's the immune booster part. You know, the diet, fruits, vegetables, limit your meat, your sugars, and your processed foods. Listening to your body. This new COVID flu, one of the weirdest signs is increased body odor. Breath, under your arms. I've had patients that said they smelled under their arms, took a shower, got they still can smell under their arms. A bad smelling body is a sign that your body is not healthy. That includes your bowel movements. If you eat healthy, they do not smell. And then early screening, that is the best thing you can do. So whatever, I'm sorry, my ADHD kicked in. Whatever your doctor recommends you to ask earlier, and if they're not willing to do the paperwork, then that means you have the wrong provider, because research shows that you need screening earlier, so your insurance is supposed to pay for it. The problem is a lot of doctors are not willing to fight to get it. That's something I enjoy. Right now, I'm not enjoying my job very much, because even though I'm fighting and doing the paperwork, they're still denying these claims. So one tip I can give to you right now, if you have insurance, I suggest you go ahead and use it now.
Yes.
Because the prices on the premiums from next year, I'm still going from $500 to $3,000 a month.
Woo.
Hello. Next slide. So if you give me your email and get on my email list, I will give you the COVID flu prevention plan. It tells you exactly what you need to be taking every day, exactly what to do if you get sick, and the equipment you need to be having in your home. because the last thing you can afford right now is to go into the hospital. If I was not who I was, I would be dead right now. I went to the hospital 3 times in the past, 3 months? And 2 of those times, if I didn't have my own medical knowledge, I'd be dead. I had to tell them what to do. And then I went on my patient, when I was seeing another patient, they sent her to the ER. And when my patients go and call me to that hospital, I come running. And when I came in there, she went in there with shortness of breath. They had her laying flat on her back with no oxygen and no monitor on to beep. Oh my. So the last place you need to go right now is where? Okay. So next slide. Boost your immune system every single day. I'm sorry to tell you, but this COVID flu is not going anywhere. It's the new normal. Because every variant that is made has the possibility, the capability of making 30 new variants. So make immune boosting a part of your life. And did you know that boosting your immune system also decreases your chances of cancer? How many of you knew that? That just by boosting your immune system every day, you can decrease your chance of cancer. How many did you know that? Did you know that? Cancer is an autoimmune disease. Your body attacks itself. So by you boosting your own immune system naturally, you are boosting your immune system naturally. You are increasing your immune fighting. That's everything. Diabetes is also an autoimmune disease. So by boosting your immune system, you are also fighting diabetes. Your health is very, very important. And how your quality of life moving forward is going to be dependent on your health, because we actually have a disease out there that if you catch it, there's an 80% chance that you don't know it, but while it's inside of your body, it is wreaking havoc. You should see some of the lab results that I've seen. Some of the heart, the EKGs, there's tissue death in the heart without signs of a heart attack. People going from stage 1 kidney failure to stage 4. Stage 5, you go on dialysis. So consider this your wake-up call, that your health is not something you can put on your back burner anymore. Next slide. This is just a shameless plug for my book. I tried to think of something clever to say, but I couldn't. So, for yourself, self-care, thank you. I don't know where they came from, but self-care, black men. I'm gonna need y'all to also, with black women, when they call me, I already know what to tell them. Hey, what's your self-care routine? When they have the depression, anxiety, they all tell me no. So self-care. If you have a lot of issues where you can't concentrate, you're nervous and jumpy, you need to find something to do. Are you fishing, golfing? Don't feel bad about going to somewhere and getting a pedicure and let them, because you use them feet. Them feet tired, you can get your feet done. And while you're there sitting at the counter, well, let me massage the muscles. I promise you, you're gonna thank me. Call me and say, you know what? I got the massage chair. I ain't mad. Do what?
Take your time and talk about that again.
About self-care is love. God gave you this body. You're supposed to take care of it. And when you self-care, you will re-energize yourself for the fight, whatever it is. Because you know every day we wake up as black people, we fight. We fight for the respect that we've earned. We fight for our place to build our own tables. They don't show us they don't want us at their table. But then when we build our own tables, they want to come burn them down. So now we got to build them and guard them. So every single day when you get up, you got to prepare yourself for the fight. Take your vitamins. I got to fight for my grandbabies. I'm taking my vitamins. I got to fight against my hard-headed husband that won't take his blood pressure medication. I got to fight. You can't fight if you ain't healthy. You can't fight if you can't think straight, because COVID affects your brain. I done told these people, all these folks on the other side, I said they have Trump virus. It makes your brain small. They can't help it. Take your immune system, check your immune system, go to the doctor, get your labs, take that walk, push away that fried food, get that baked food, get that vegetables. I've been telling you for 5 years, because I had a dream that this stuff was going to happen. I told everybody, hey, start doing your gardens. And I can tell you how many times going to that garden and saved a life. Yeah. Because people nowadays, especially now, never mind, I got off track. Next slide. So, knowledge is power, and unfortunately, we're in the day and age what you don't know can't kill you. So I run several specials where I do prevention, business and consultations to make sure your doctor on top of what they're supposed to be on. I have the COVID flu that I invented these products for my patients because I take care of elderly. This is how I became an expert on COVID because in the beginning it was only unaliving the elderly. So that became an area for me. And then even when it stopped, you know, unaliving everybody else, everybody lost interest, but it was still unaliving the elderly. So I had to keep studying it. So I came up with the nasal sprays, iodine, it kills COVID, and the flu on contact. 2 sprays in your nose every day. I do twice if you do gatherings like this, 3 times for sickness. And then I have the prevention visits, and then on November 5th, I have a COVID flu masterclass. If you have a question about these vaccines, if you should take it, by the time you do that masterclass, you will know exactly if it's what you need to do, and if not, what you should do in its place. Next slide. So when I leave these, I always try to leave you with tips. And one thing that I know that in my life, every day when my life is full of prayer, positivity, and purpose, I always have a great day. So always remember that. If you have a bad day, pray, think of something positive, and remember your purpose. Next slide. So this is just my contact information. And oh, that's what it was. I don't have a license to practice nursing in 8 states. I have a license to practice medicine. It's a little thing, but a big a little thing, but a big. I'm not a doctor, but I can play one in my own clinic. My patient's prescriptions have my names on them. So, next slide. Now I tell y'all that my mama told me I had to get the gab. So I decided that this is something I wanted to do. And one thing that I do when I tell my students or my people that are in my club is that when you find something that you love doing, figure out how to get paid for it. And then when you want to figure out how to get paid for something, you have to invest in yourself and pay for, you know, to learn how to do it. So I took a class to teach me how to speak and to engage and how to get y'all to pay attention, especially the hard-headed men. And one thing that they said was at the end of it, always leave it with a quote. And I've been doing this for 8 years, and I've tried to find another quote, but you know they say if it ain't broke, don't fix it. So this is the quote that I've been using for all 8 years. Every speech that I've given a lot. This is the quote that I end with. Do the best you can until you know better. Then when you know better, do better. But now that you have had the fortunate pleasure of being told, so now you know better, I pray that not only that you do better, you be better. Amen. Any questions?
What about that healthcare? You talking about going up?
Well, that's the reason why the government is shut down right now. Because if the Democrats fold, then they get what they want in the healthcare, and then it's going to be sky high with care. And not only that, the medications have tripled. The medication that can treat the flu and the COVID at the same time, so you don't end up with COVID, it was like, I think we got sick and treated everybody else like $300, now it's $700 per person.
Yeah.
So if everybody in your house get it, everybody got to pay $700 to save your life. So the medications are going up. That's another reason why you need to make sure that you're taking care of your health. Eating right, making sure that you are knowing your numbers every single day. If you have diabetes and if you have high blood pressure, there is no reason why you do not know your blood pressure and your blood sugar every single day. And if I hear it one more time, I can feel when my blood pressure is high. I know you can't. They don't call it the silent killer for nothing. That's right.
Your best on his eyes.
What is this? What is vitamin D and B12?
Vitamin D and B12. B12 helps with things like the nervous system and anxiety and fatigue. Vitamin D is big because it was actually the cause of the second wave of COVID, was that people had vitamin D deficiency. And vitamin D deficiency, just almost every black person has that because your body can't break it down the way it's supposed to. That's why I said earlier, instead of the 2,000 units that's recommended, you should take 4,000. And if you're sick, you should double it.
Something called Black Seed.
Black seed is one that I have seen other nurse practitioners that I know recommend, but I can't speak on that because I haven't dabbled with that yet. I do think that I can actually grow myself because with the tariffs and everything, it's hard to get it. So oregano, I put dry oregano every day. Oregano, cancer fighter. It also helps with your memory. It kills bacteria. on your history, I mix up some herbs and I give you the tea and you drink it. I have patients that, I actually did one for my husband's, boss, his sister, and that's one I call a grief fit. It kind of changes your mindset a little bit and gives you some happiness, because the herb is actually called a happy herb. It's almost, it grows all over the piece.
And we can't hear you.
All we hear
Talking to the mic.
Talking to the mic.
Vitamin,
yeah, daily, but we don't know, the amount for each vitamin. So for a healthy routine daily, can you break down vitamins we should take and what?
right, so if you sign up for the,
Talking to the mic.
I'm sorry, if you sign up for the email list, I'll email that to you, that COVID prevention plan. It tells you exactly what to take and how much and how often. But vitamin C and vitamin D are the main things you need to take, because like I said, you know, that's the immune system. And the first wave of COVID, the reason why it got so bad is because it was vitamin C deficiency. Nobody would have guessed that vitamin C deficiency would cause you to go into the hospital. That's why it was the last thing they thought of. I don't know the true story, but what I heard was somebody came to the hospital and said that his vitamin, he needed vitamin C, and he was going down the tubes, and they gave him vitamin C, he got better, they gave it to everybody else, they got better. So you have to take your vitamin C. And then when the second wave came, since vitamin was the first one, of course they started with vitamins, and it happened to be vitamin D, which is the immune system. So vitamin C and D, definitely. And then on that picture I showed you, quercetin. That's really big, because one thing that COVID does is it messes with the way your body clots, and that's the reason why people are having heart attacks. So that quercetin kind of counteracts what the COVID does in your body, even with the long COVID. So those are the three things you really do need to take every day.
And metformin compared to the Ozempic, because I hear a lot about metformin messes up your kidneys.
No, that is metformin does not mess up your kidneys. It is the diabetes that messes up your kidneys. And what happens is metformin is eliminated through your kidneys. So if you have messed up kidneys because of diabetes and you're taking metformin, it will mess it up worse. And that's why they take you off of it. There's actually, each medication, if it's eliminated through your kidneys, we have what they call the GFR, which is pretty much the report card for your kidneys. And if you get below 30, then you have to come off metformin, because you can't eliminate it anymore. So metformin does not mess up your kidneys, the diabetes does. Metformin actually is the go-to for diabetes, because for some strange reason, people that are on metformin have a decreased risk of dying from heart attacks. And that's the reason why metformin is gold. But as far as the Ozempic, it really is a fast weight loss cure. Most medications were developed for one thing, and they found out it did something else. So it was developed for diabetes, but they found out it also does weight loss. But the thing about it is you have to be careful with that one, because of the fact that the biggest symptoms with it is the constipation that can cause you to have bowel blockage. So you have to make sure that you're drinking your water. But if you have to decide between the two, I would say go with whichever one your insurance pays for. Whichever one your insurance pays for, and make sure that your doctor is monitoring your kidneys. Make sure you're drinking your water and you're exercising. Nothing is a miracle pill. You still gonna have to do the work. You still gonna have to watch what you eat. You still gonna have to work out. That's either diabetes or weight loss. And a lot of people were guilting people into not taking the skinny shot. Losing weight is preventative of every disease. So if you can get it and it doesn't cause you any problems, don't let anybody make you feel guilty about feeling better about yourself. Because when you lose weight, you get the less weight off your knees, off your back, off your heart. Weight loss is health care. Period. Any more questions?
Yes, yes, ma'am. Can't hear you.
Zinc?
Zinc.
That's one that it goes by your provider, because I would have to look at your records. But yes, yes.
And I've been around with COVID, and I know I never had it.
Well, you can never say you never had it. I'm sorry, but nobody can, and I've had people argue with me about this, even though this is something that I do. You can never say you never had it, because like I said, 80% more people that have COVID don't have symptoms. There's very, very few people that have symptoms. Right. But unfortunately for you, those that never have symptoms, they're the ones whose bodies are being destroyed on the inside because they didn't know they had it.
But I see plenty of vitamins and everything.
And that's probably why you're so healthy. But I'm gonna say this. When it comes to that vaccine, the vaccines ain't vaccine no more. I don't know if y'all do that. In 2021, they actually changed the definition where it no longer provides immunity. A vaccine is supposed to provide immunity. They actually changed to where the only thing it has to do is boost your body's natural immune system. Vitamin D does that. So why would you put something foreign in your body if it's gonna do it?
And I stayed in the hospital and everything. We didn't know what was with the rural. Several people came up with it and everything.
And also, unfortunately, the people that got vaccinated, they have the long COVID and the long vax. Those are the people that got vaccinated. They have far worse organ damage. That's why the CDC was going back and forth on whether or not they was going to tell you whether you had to take it or not. Because now people can actually sue. Because before that, you couldn't get sued because it wasn't FDA approved. And then they was lying to people telling them that the government mandated when it didn't. Your job mandated, and for how many people they got vaccinated, they got bonuses. And that was another red flag. I was like, I ain't never known to be given no bonus for the vaccine. I'm not doing that. I do some more research.
Well, what do you think about beetroot? Beetroot.
Beetroot
Yes,
is
ma'am.
great for circulation, blood. If you like beets,
I like it.
you can get beetroot powder and put it in smoothies.
What'd
You
you
can
say?
I said you can get beetroot powder
Right.
and put it in smoothies, or you can even take the beetroot peels.
Okay.
Anymore, I know I'm going on my 20 minutes.
Never like.
Yes, sir.
I got a co-worker.
You got a
Co-worker that has experienced COVID 4 times. Is there anything that she could have been doing different that perhaps could?
had me as a provider. Besides, that was a joke. I thought y'all was gonna laugh. He said he had a coworker that had COVID. Is there anything I could have suggested? I said, had me as a provider. But the immune boosting every day, that's really the only thing you can do, is boost your immune system every day and keep your house and kitchen and bathroom as disinfected as possible, because it's still going around. But they don't want you to know that, because it used to be, I was the COVID tracker, because they used to give us a website we go to and to tell you exactly how many cases they had every day. And when people shared it, so they changed it every 7 days. And then people still wasn't able to keep it, and they got rid of it. So now we got to check the wastewater, and it's still going up. It's not over.
Is it true that you shouldn't take your medications with cold water or just room temperature water? I mean, what's the advantage and the disadvantage of taking your medicine with cold water or either just room temperature water?
In 27 years, I have never been asked.
Yeah. Well,
I don't know.
yeah. Well, look that up.
If you're nauseous, I know you're not supposed to drink anything cold. That makes it worse.
Yeah.
So I say whatever works for you, boo.
Okay. Well, me personally, I would rather take medicine with cold water. But, I mean, I would want to do the advantage of using room temperature water instead of cold water if the cold water is having an effect on my medicine.
Well, I don't think the cold water has an effect on your medicine, but I know drinking cold water helps with weight loss because your body has to heat it up.
Okay.
So.
Oh, well, I need all the cold water I can get.
I was thinking that too. I was like, you know what? I need to drink some more cold water too.
Yes. Right.
She has a question.
You have to come up here, baby, because when I get this remote, this microphone, I'll be wanting to give it back.
givings for that. All the information. And I feel that we'll go away, carrying new knowledge with us. So again, we thank you for coming. If there are no more questions, I turn you back into the hands of the pulpit.
Well, we thank God for that great presentation given today. Let's give her a God bless you. We're so excited to be here today to hear from our great leader, Bishop Houston, and I believe we need to kind of move into a spirit of worship. I'm going to ask District Missionary Jones to come and give us a selection, and the next voice you will hear today is the voice of our leader, Bishop David R. Houston.
He said, the spirit of worship. We're going to sing a congregational song we all can join into. Whose side are you leaning?